Ladies and gentlemen, and happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. You have dialed into Les Brown's Motivational Monday Night Call. My name is Stacey N.C. Grant, and I have the honor and the privilege of being your host tonight and introducing you to those who are new and those who keep coming back to world-renowned speaker, author, trainer, and coach, Mr. Les Brown, an individual who is ultimately changing the lives of our global community through voices of hope and instilling that greatness potential in every single person, because he always tells you there's greatness in you, but it's what you do with that greatness that'll make a difference. And because of his voice, because of his work, because of his platform, this world will never be the same again. So get ready to be inspired, to take notes, and to be transformed in the spirit of who Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was. He now speaks through the voice of Mr. Les Brown. Mr. Brown, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
I am excellent. This has been an amazing day of service. One of the highlights being a part of a program today, Les. My oldest son, your nephew Josiah, participated in an oratorical contest, and he tore the roof off the house.
Wow.
So I was a proud mama today.
Yes, indeed. Yes, Josiah's got the goods.
Yes, he thought, man, Les, I said, boy, I got to sharpen up my skills. This boy's trying to take me out early.
Yes. I mean, they're bringing it from down deep, and they're very young.
Yes, indeed. I mean, he made such an impression at the event. Numerous people were coming up to him with scholarship applications for college. So I was very thrilled, and it was a proud moment because we know how important our voices are. And, you know, he looks up to Uncle Les, so you have to see the video. You'll be very proud.
I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I know he's coming for me. I know he's got me in his eyesight.
Indeed. And how was your day, Les?
It was a special day. We celebrated the life of a little girl who went to school with my granddaughters. Her name's Courtney, and she passed at 12. But one of the things about this celebration of her young life, you know, it's been said, it's not about the moments of your life. It's about the moments that take the breath away of how you live your life. And she put a lot of life into those 12 years than most people would put into 70 or 80 years. She was vibrant. She had personality. She had great energy. She was extremely talented. And she lived a full life. And so it was a day of celebrating this young girl's life and her smile and being there standing with her family. Her father is my urologist, and so I've been going through my decancering program, and I'm here to tell you that I am God's miracle child. Let me tell you
that's
something.
right.
The prayers have been working. Don't lighten up, cancer-free, debt-free, and drama-free. Come on now.
No, that's right.
Let me tell you something. Don't make me dance for you, because I'll drop this phone and start shouting in a minute. Don't make me get loose up in here. Let me tell you, it was 3 weeks ago, Stacy. You know, my PSA was 2,400. It's now down to 0. Just 3 weeks ago, I had excruciating pain in my back, and I had lidocaine patches on my back and taking pain medication. And 3 weeks ago, it stopped. It just stopped. You hear me? And when they took me in, and I was in the MRI for 3 hours. Now, let me tell you something. First of all, you know, I have overcome the claustrophobic feeling being in there 3 hours. And I said, Lord, y'all tested me now. You know, because I started thinking, you know, I need to go to the bathroom. Y'all better do so quick up in here, because I'm about to leave y'all a little gift in here. I'm going to leave y'all something special if y'all don't do something real soon. Sorry, they let me out. I only did number 1, but here's the point that I'm trying to make.
TMI, Les, TMI.
Okay. I think they're going next time I go by there, they're going to have that machine on the side of the building of the James Cancer Center. I left for some kind of special. You understand what I'm talking about? You just feel a brother up in here, up in here. Oh, boy.
Okay, my stomach is hurting. I'm putting my phone on mute, and I'm turning it over to you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for being on the call today. And I want to, as we recognize the birthday of Dr. King, who said, I have a dream. And as we look at that, he had a dream, and the dream he had was for us to live the life that we're living right now, for us to have access, for us to live a full dream. And you know, the greatest fear that I have for myself, I can't speak for anybody else, it's not about death. The greatest fear is to die an incomplete life. To die a life that I had the potential to do more and I didn't do it. To die a life that I could have played a bigger role in leaving the world in better shape for my grandchildren and my great-grandson, Eric. If just knowing that I could have done more. You know, I remember the words of Henry David Thoreau, oh God, to reach the point of death, only to realize that you've never lived, only to realize that you've never scraped the surface of your potential. I was just thinking about being on 4 continents in the last few months, and when I was in Malaysia and Singapore and looking at the people there, and I was just thinking about, wow, how diverse the world is of things that I'd never seen before, of traveling all over Australia and going to South Africa. And so when I think about Dr. King, who had a dream that we will have access, who had a dream that we can live our dream, and now we have the opportunity not only to live the dream that he had for us, to live from that dream, but also to be dream holders for other people, to help other people live their dreams. When I honor Dr. King, I also honor Mike Williams because he was a dream holder for me. I did not see this lesbrown. He had a vision. He saw me doing this. I did not know that I had the potential to do this. I had the capacity, but I didn't have the mindset, nor did I have the skill set to do that. But fortunately, Mike Williams kept calling me because he always saw me doing more. He would say, Cootie, that's what he called me. That was his nickname for me, Cootie or Brownie. Brownie, you are more than a disc jockey. Brownie, you have the potential to do more than just entertain people. Brownie, you're more than the master of ceremonies or being an MC or standing on stage cracking jokes. Brownie has so much more in you, man. You're not just a fast-talking guy. Les Brown, the man about town. You're not just that guy. And I hope one day, Brownie, you get it. I hope you understand who you are. I hope you discover the true you. I was Mike's dream for me. And he was a dream holder. And he called me and he held that vision for 14 years, and I thank God. I thank God that he did. I was on CBS 2 years ago, and I interviewed him. He's my mentor. I want you to go to Amazon and order his book. The title of his book is called The Road to Your Best Stuff. The Road to Your Best Stuff, S-T-U-F-F. And that's his book, Mike Williams. And I interviewed him, and I said, Mike, why did you continue to call me? Why did you continue to drip on me? Why did you continue to remind me that I can do more? And he said, I just thought it was my duty to do that. Wow. Wow. Who is it? There's somebody, trust me on this, there's somebody that when you speak, they will hear your voice. There's somebody that when you show up, your presence will be inspiring to them. There's somebody that as you look at them and they look at you, that will trigger, it will ignite something in them and bring something out of you that you're not even aware of right now. I think it's very important that we have somebody in our lives that can see what we can't see, that can have a dream for us, as we have for our children, a dream of our children being independent, a dream of our children living a life of contribution, a dream of our children being able to stand on their own 2 feet and making a difference in life and carving out their place. And as we think about our own lives, one of the things as I was in service today in Columbus, Ohio, at Courtney's celebration, 12 years old, I was asking myself when I saw people I had not seen before, when I heard about people who have since gone on, have I done all that I could do? And I know there's no question in my mind when I came here to go through my decancering program at the James Cancer Center, there's no question in my mind when Dr. Monk looked at me, and there's no question with the comfort and the feeling and the overall sense of wellness that I have in my body. There's no comfort, there's no doubt in my mind that I've been given grace because my work is not through yet. You are hearing my voice. You've been given grace because your work is not through yet. It's not through. There's something for you to do. That's why you're listening to me. You and I are cut from the same cloth. We're branches of the same tree. You've gravitated to me because what I'm speaking about is in your heart, it's in your mind, it's in your spirit. And there's something there, there's something, a work, a calling. You're called to succeed. You're called for greatness. You're called to do a bigger work. And it's not easy. It takes work. It takes a willingness to give up who we are for who we can become. I remember reading in my favorite book that if a man is to gain his life, he must lose his life. And I prayed over that for a long time, trying to understand, what do you mean? In order to gain my life, I got to lose my life. That in order for you to gain Les Brown, this new you, this other part of yourself, you've got to lose the man about town, Les Brown. You got to let that go. There's certain things, certain people, certain places you can't go anymore. Certain things you can't do anymore. And I saw a friend of mine that for years, you never saw him when his eyes weren't droopy and he didn't have the odor of alcohol on him. But this time, when I saw him at church today, this time when I saw him at the celebration of young Courtney's life, he had a clear look and a strong walk, and he didn't have that odor, but I knew that the guy that I once knew, that guy was dead. He had died, and this guy was living Dr. King's dream. This guy, as opposed to being a liability, that he was an asset. This guy that I saw today, this guy is creating a new story with his life. And that's what Dr. King's life was about. He died so that we could literally be as Mother Teresa would say, a pencil in the hand of God and start writing a new chapter with our lives. He died so that we would have opportunities to participate in the American dream as opposed to the American nightmare. And it's unfortunate. So many young kids today have no appreciation for that. I remember going to Booker T. Washington High School in Miami, Florida, and every 5 years we got the books that were 5 years old, that had been used, pages torn out, and the books had been written on. Those were the books that the white kids had used. They brought us their books, and then they got the new books. We didn't get the new books. And when they gave the citywide test was on the new books that we didn't get. We scored very low because we didn't have those books, and we agreed with the Miami Herald and everybody else that said the reason that we scored so low on the test is because we were inferior. We didn't know at that time. We didn't have access to know that the amount of money that the state of education allocated for white schools was 4 to 5 times greater than that allocated for the black schools. We did not know that even though we were measured by the same yardstick, but there was a different game going on. We did not know that we were set up to fail. Dr. King and so many other individuals that we don't even know, unnamed individuals, made the ultimate sacrifice so that we would have the ability to dream, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't even dream. I'm reminded of the words from the play, the book, Native Son, and there's a character, a Bigger Thomas, and he said, the impulse to dream has been slowly beaten out of me through the experiences of life. And there are many people who are no longer dreaming. They're just trying to survive, just trying to make it. Trust me on this. Trying to survive and living a dream are two different things. And I think that what has happened and why most people are dying incomplete lives is because most of us have given up on ourselves. Most of us are not using our time in the most productive way that we can use it. Most of us have not discovered the truth of who we are that can literally free us up from who we've been and living a life of mediocrity to allow ourselves to step into our greatness. Because we came here with dreams. We came here with potential. We came here with the capacity to do more, to have more, and to experience more. And so a lot of people, it's just another holiday. A lot of young people, if you ask them, who was Dr. Martin Luther King? I saw a television news story on this, and they didn't even know. They didn't even know. What news fault is that? I say, it's my fault. It's your fault. One of the things I really appreciated being in Poland and going to Auschwitz, one of the things I love and embrace never again, and when I was there and seeing how over 1 million Jews were exterminated, and as I saw all of these young Jewish children that were brought through to see the gas chambers, to see where the Jews were cremated, to remind them of their history. See, when you have a strong sense of your identity, when you know who you are, when you know your history, that gives your life a sense of purpose. And when you know your purpose, that gives your life a sense of direction. And I say, that is not just about celebrating the dreamer, because blind celebration, as Dr. Otis Moss would say, who was Dr. King's roommate and who Dr. King called the greatest preacher in the world, he said, celebrating, as we look at Dr. King's life, he said, blind celebration is not enough. That what are we going to do? How is it that we're going to orchestrate and direct our lives and use our time and use our talents and use our gifts and take advantage of the opportunities? What are we going to understand and embrace the words of James Weldon Johnson? Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. We've come over a way that with tears has been watered. We've come treading a path through the blood of the slaughtered. Somebody paid a price, not just for us to be off on this federal holiday, no. Paid a price so that we could have a dream and live from the dream, so that we can use our imagination and our talents and our skills and our time to leave a mark on the planet with our contribution, not just marking up our bodies. No. Let's think about. If next celebration, that young men, rather, if we had as many young men who walk around with sagging pants and earrings and tattoos all over their bodies, who would don in honor of Dr. King, who would don a suit and a shirt and a tie and shiny shoes and walked around with their heads up high and perhaps with a badge on that says, I am the dream. Not I am a thug. I'm the dream. Not I'm a thug. I have potential. Not I'm a thug. I'm a thinker. Not I'm a thug. I'm a visionary. Not I'm a thug. I have a contribution to make. Not I'm a thug. I can make a difference. Life is God's gift to me, and how I live my life is my gift to God. Somebody took a bullet so I can do this, so I can express this greatness that I have. Greater is he that is in me than he that's in the world. Yeah. Yeah, that's something to prepare for. That's something to look at and think about as we celebrate this man and the men and women that we perhaps will never know who made the supreme sacrifice so that we could have quality education, so that we could have access, so that we could have public accommodation. I remember as a kid, and they used to have black and white fountains only. I remember that. I remember when Walgreens, we couldn't go in Walgreens, and I was a part of a group of kids that they trained us, and they had white people who had joined to help us to have sit-ins to help break the back of segregation. And they would stand in our face and call us the N-word, and over again, and it was a nonviolent demonstration. So it was designed to help us to learn how to control our anger and not respond to the things that people would say when we would go for a sit-down in downtown Miami. And I'll never forget when I was in line as we were getting ready to go in Walgreens, a guy was standing at the door. And this guy, he called people the N-word, but he didn't just stop there. This guy took it a step further. He would spit in people's face. Well, I can tell you, in the training, they didn't spit in our face. And I was saying, God, please, Jesus, let his mouth be dry. Lord, let his mouth be dry when I get there. And he passed around 6 people. I guess he's trying to get up enough spit. And I was just about to move past him, and he gasped. And when he did that, I was right in his Adam's apple, and we went through a window. I got a gash on my arm right now, and they put me out. Yes, they did. And I understood. Anger is the wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. I lost it, and I'm not proud. But when we think about this day, and it's good to have it at the beginning of the year, because it should cause us to reflect, because Dr. King, he was an example. He was not an exception. Nelson Mandela was an example. He was not an exception. President Barack Obama, who is living the dream, was and is an example, not an exception. There's a President Obama in you. There is a Nelson Mandela in you. There's a Dr. King in you. You have something special. You have greatness within you. So, Dr. Moss is right. Blind celebration and empty adulation on the dreamer will not keep the dream alive. How we live our lives, the choices that we make, how we use our time, creating a collaborative, achievement-driven culture, having visions of what we want to create, and being willing to do what's necessary to make the dream that Dr. King and so many others are still holding for us become a reality. You have something special. You have greatness within you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Stacy?
Mr. Brown, I tell you, MLK is doing the dance. You wanted to shout earlier. He's shouting now. Woo! You laid the message down tonight, and thank you for being an example and not the exception, because you are living the dream. You are the example to us of what's possible if we just move forward with the greatness that we all possess. What a message. And when you explained your experience in Miami, I don't know, Les, I might have been with you. I don't know if I could have been that strong. It takes a special person. I was watching today they play all sorts of movies and different versions of Martin Luther King Jr.'s life, and we caught a clip after we came back from the program. And when I think of, the fact that I know you, and I know you were physically there, you experienced what it was, it really must be a full circle moment to see. We still have a long way to go, but to see the dream realized through our president and through other examples of individuals who believe that we all could live together no matter the color of our skin, but focusing on the content of our character.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is that our work now is to help people wake up, because what we must do is that we have to amplify and to multiply. We got to amplify our voices and move with a sense of urgency, and we got to multiply the voices. This is why, Stacy, I strongly believe that before, and I believe that why God has given me grace and why I'm cancer-free right now, that this goal that I have of training 100,000 voices of hope. Just imagine if we had 100,000 Nelson Mandelas, 100,000 Barack Obamas, 100,000 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., 100,000 Barbara Jordans, 100,000 Malcolm X's. Just to think about that. Your Margaret Thatcher's, Mother Teresa. If you think about if we had, because everybody, and I'm talking about outside of religion and outside of politics, both of which I believe polarize and divide people. We need religion and we need politics. But I'm saying everyday people, everyday Joes, average people just like you and I, okay, that we decided that we have a voice. When you look at the Tower, and I read this, the Tower of Babel, and they said they're speaking in one voice, and when they're speaking in one voice, there's nothing they can't do. And trust me on this. If we were speaking in one voice, 100,000, giving people hope, encouraging people to develop their skill set, and creating communities of collaborative, achievement-driven relationships. If we did that, I'm saying that we could continue to perpetuate the dream and help begin to bring in a brand new day. That the statistics of kids killing each other senselessly, the statistics of the incarceration rate will begin to drop, the recidivism rate will begin to drop, the teenage pregnancy rate will begin to drop, the dropout rate will begin to drop, because when you have people that can hear the word, in the beginning was the word, and the word was God, that governs our behavior. The biggest challenge that we face right now is we have more people sitting around listening to stuff that's nothing but head trash that does not contribute to their growth and development, that does not expand their visions of themselves. In fact, it is proven words, it determines how your brain operates. People who are listening to me right now, as they listen to me, they have cellular messengers that's activated in their bodies of a positive nature. And if I was using the same passion, using profanity, they will have cellular messengers that will compromise their immune system. That's why my favorite book says, death and life is in the tongue. Why didn't it say life and death is in the tongue? Because it's the book of life. That would be appropriate. Why doesn't it say life and death is in the tongue? Because most people don't know how powerful their words are. Most people speak death. They're speaking death. if we had 100,000 men and women from all walks of life speaking life, not religion, speaking life, not politics, speaking life. You have greatness in you. You are greater than your circumstances. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Sometimes, I read a quote the other day that sometimes a person needs a story more than they need food to stay alive.
I know that's right.
People, yes, giving stories of greatness. My God. As Mama would say, good God Almighty.
Well, look here, Mr. Brown. We want you to continue, but Candace is waiting to give you the number for your 8:30 call that you have to get on, and they're getting you prepped for that.
But let me tell you something. When my doctor gave me the good news, I saw a ring on his finger. Otherwise, I'd have kissed him in the mouth. Thank you! Let me tell you something up in here. Okay, I'm through
Mr.
now.
Brown.
Yes,
you are
too much. Tell I'm on fire. All right, take care, baby.
You are on fire, and I don't want to stop you, but I'll be in big trouble if we don't get you on that 8:30 call. But thank you for this message tonight. Yeah. Thank you for empowering us and being that voice. We love you. We're grateful that God has given you another praise report, that you have kicked cancer in the butt once again.
Let the record show for the final time, honey. It's not over until I win. Okay, take care. Bye.
All right, love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard Mr. Brown, and he has to get on another call, so unfortunately won't be able to open up the lines for questions. But what you can do is go to his Facebook page. That's brown.less. Brown.less on Facebook. There's close to 300... people interacting. You get messages from Mr. Brown, and you'll be able to find out also about upcoming events and programming. Once again, that's brown.less on Facebook, and I'm about to give you other ways that you can connect with not only Les Brown, but the Platinum Speakers, all of those that you've heard come across these lines before, and be a part of this movement of 100,000 voices of hope. So thank you for spending a part of your Martin Luther King Jr. Day with us. We appreciate you. We're grateful for you, and we hope to have you back again next Monday. So to start your week off, you can join Own Your Dreams with Ona Brown's radio show every Sunday at 9 p.m., to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join the conversation live at 404-355-8699, or you can log on to www.love860am.com or www.onabrown.com. That's ONABROWN.com. On Tuesdays, you can join Hot Soul Topics from the Soul radio show with Valerie Ann Parker, and that's every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can call 760-913-4115 to listen live, or visit blogtalkradio.com Soul Topics, and you can join in the conversation. And you can also visit www.arisebyvmp.com. That's arisebyvmp.com for more information. You can join Heart Talk with Miss E, Evelyn Polk, a.k.a. the Heart Lady, the first and third Tuesdays of every month, and that's on blogtalkradio.com /Heart Talk with Ms. MS and the letter E. That's 6 p.m. Pacific Time. The call-in number is 424-675-8303. And you can visit www.talktomissie.com for additional information. On Wednesdays, you can join Sean B. Arnold for www.businessbootcamponline.com for a free telecall every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And then you can join her on Blog Talk Radio at 8 p.m. Pacific Time for Legal Biz Cafe. Attorney Sean B. Arnold is looking forward to hearing your voices on Wednesday nights 2 times in one evening, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Pacific Time. And Trish Talks on www.intentionradio.com/Trish, TRISH-talks. And that's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. And on Thursday, Show Up for Your Life free motivational call with the one and only Andy Enriquez every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dial-in number is 712-432-6100. PIN number 114431 and the pound sign. Then you also have an opportunity to get one-on-one coaching with Anita Hicks. And you can join Anita for the I think she has a free, actually, session, a 30-minute free coaching session for the first 10 people who register at www.anitahicks.com. That's Anita, A-N-I-T-A, Hicks.com. You're familiar with her beautiful voice as she hosts on Monday nights. And you can also email Anita at Anita@AnitaHicks.com. We also have an opportunity for those who live in Atlanta. There'll be a training coming up this weekend and the 1st, and you can contact Valerie and located at www.arisebyvnp.com. That's arisebyvnp.com, or call her at 954-724-0900. That's 954-724-0900. And that date is Friday, January 31st, and Saturday, February 1st, for 2 special trainings at the Father's House Church in Norcross, Georgia. So if you're in that area, you want to make sure you connect with Valerie. And for those of you on the call that connect with me directly on my website, you will get free access to a coaching series that I'll be doing, and you can log on to www.stacyncgrant.com. That's www.stacienc, like North Carolina, Grant, GRANT.com, and sign up for the newsletter, and then you'll receive further information. So thank you once again for being a part of Les Brown's Motivational Monday Night Call, for connecting with all of his platinum speakers, for doing those things that are going to make this world a better place, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. has inspired each and every one of us to do. So thank you for sharing your time with us. We look forward to hearing your voices again. Make it an awesome week and an even greater life. This is Stacey N.C. Grant. It's been a pleasure being your